would love to. You know, I would love to. I would love to do the rematch. We'll have to see what happens.
Hey, Angel, was he everything you expected?
No, you can't win a fight running, bro. He hit Danny with a good shot in the first. It was a good shot. Danny sucked it up, came back on the second, was there in front of him. Then he ran all the way from the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How you win the fight? You gotta be kidding me, brother. This is a sport where you gotta do contact with the fighter, with the person in front of you. You just can't run. It's like when Lara and Canelo they fought. The same thing, and they gave it to Canelo for being the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being a sore loser or like that, but if he would have beat, he would have had won, then I say I take my hat off and say good job, champion. But you can't beat him. You can't win. You can't be a world champion like that, bro. You just cannot. And I'm not being a sore loser. I'm just disgusted right now with boxing right now. I want really Danny to retire today. I really want him to retire. Rematch, no, because we don't believe it. The only one we ever gave a rematch to was Morales. I don't think we should get a rematch with him. We should start all over if Danny wants to do it. But the advice I give him as a dad, we no stepping stone to nobody. We ain't no stepping stone.
We'll let the new unified welterweight champion, Keith Thurman, say a few words.
Very much. What's up, guys? That was a great fight, right? That was a great fight. That was a good fight. Defense. It's boxing, baby.
Keith, was that the game plan coming in? Is that what you were going to do? You use that superior mobility?
Look, man, I told him ahead of time. You fought Khan. He could box. You fought Matisse. He could punch. But you never fought somebody that can box and punch at the same time. You know? Now, people forget that boxing is a sport. And sports are scored on a point system, right? Now, fight fans love to see a tremendous fight. And sometimes when you come to a boxing match, you do get that. You get what you want. You get what you desire. But sometimes you see boxing. Boxing is an art. I finessed my way to victory. I told you that my defense and my accurate punching is what made me victorious. It was a small margin, but it still made me victorious over Sean Porter, okay? Danny, we believe that we took a big lead. We hit him with big punches early on, and he had this awkward movement about him. He had this awkward way he wanted to counter me. I was aware of his counters. I told you guys that he throws wide. I wanted to throw wide too. I wanted to show him, like, you know, you swing, I swing. Batter up, right? I've been giving y'all baseball references this whole week. Batters up. He swung, but he ain't hit no home run. I swung, I didn't hit no home run. But overall, I landed more punches. There were a few rounds where his aggressiveness and the lack of my output may have won him some rounds. But in the same essence, I could use that same boxing style, up my work rate, and there are rounds where for every one punch, I was landing 2 to 3 punches in return. And I knew I was winning those rounds. You know, he didn't like my movement, and I understood that. And I told you guys, once again, that I'm gonna treat him like a computer. You know, we're gonna copy and paste whatever's working. Whatever's working, we're gonna copy and paste. You know, he didn't like the different angles. He didn't like the elevation of the head. He constantly was trying to go to the body, constantly going to the body because he couldn't hit me to the head. Then when he swung at the head, I ducked, I made him miss. You know, I used my jab a lot. His eyes were very good. I was actually impressed with the way he was able to read. You know, I mixed up, changing the jab into a hook, and it was effective sometimes, but due to his lean back and his understanding of distance, sometimes I was missing that well, you know. I mean, I told you guys, I do this shit for fun, baby. This is my day job. This is my job. This is my dreams. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for the challenge. And Danny Garcia did challenge me today, but I passed. I passed. He did not pass the Keith Thurman test. Sean Porter did not pass the Keith Thurman test. We are 28 years old, 20 wins, 22 by way of knockout. I mean, I love the world of boxing. This is what I've loved ever since I was a kid. And it was an honor and a blessing to be a part of boxing history today and to have a tremendous world champion like Danny Garcia as my opponent. You guys, y'all should start to see, man. I'm humble, man. I truly love the sport. I love everything that comes with it.
Hey Keith, how do you rate Danny's power?
He's strong, I mean, he hit me in the arm in one of those left hooks that he missed. And, I mean, my arm hurts right now. I mean, it felt like a brick was coming at me, So he's strong. And I constantly said that, what could be his weakness is his flat-footedness. What could be his strength is his flat-footedness. His flat-footedness allowed me to dance around him. It allowed me to move. But it's the fact that he's flat-footed, when he wants to commit to punching, when he wants to commit to swinging, he has weight behind it. And I felt the weight of Danny's punches today. I kept my defense. I got out the way with the majority of practically all of them, and it wasn't that effective, but his power was there. He was eager. He would start throwing, 2 hooks together, 3 hooks together, awkward uppercuts and hooks, but they were swinging and not being that effective.
Can he be changed?
Hold on. You go.
Can he be changed, or is that how he fights? Adrian Broner calls it the no-look left hook. Can a trainer come and change that about him? Because obviously he was exposed tonight, I guess.
I think he has changed a little bit, When I was backing him down, he was hopping. He was doing a little bit of the side to side, side to side, pull back, smother me, hold me. He had technique, man. He had technique, but I had superior technique, and I was able to read his technique, But ultimately, it comes down to who lands the most punches, who's the most accurate, I knew there were times where my hands were up, right? He's throwing a 1-2, and I have to think to myself, that didn't hit me, but it looks good for the judges. It didn't hit me, but it looks good to the crowd, Am I winning this round? Because he did that? Am I winning this round? I don't know. You got to take that in consideration, Keith. You haven't gotten a knockdown yet. You haven't got a real ultimate spread that puts all eyes on you and on your damage, I was check hooking him, I was landing straight right hands to the body. I was landing short uppercuts here and there. I was landing more of the combinations when combinations were thrown. It was a nice night of boxing, in my opinion.
Right here.
Thank you. Straight back. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
My question is, when you apparently took your foot off the gas a little bit the last couple of rounds and saw some of the comments that Dan made in the ring that he was okay with that also. The way that boxing matches are scored oftentimes, that has many times in the past cost fighters victories where they may be ahead and they ease up and it costs them in the end. Did that at all enter the thought process of yourself or you, Dan? And why? Because you know how risky it can be to do that in these kinds of fights. You guys got away with it, I guess, tonight. But, it seemed like it might have been able to possibly cost you at some point.
It cost a few rounds, probably. It's probably why the one judge made it a split, right? We didn't win unanimous. This is probably the first 12-round fight of my professional career where it wasn't a unanimous decision, right? So, you're correct in that sense. But as I was doing it, as I was pulling back, how many times did I make him miss? I was saying, if you're going to do this, he cannot touch you. The more he does not touch you, the less credit he gets, no matter if he's more aggressive, because you have to assess scoring blows. I got here late. I didn't hear everything that Team Garcia had to say, but he mentioned the Laura fight, right? And Laura was very defensive, and Canelo was very active, And it's not like Canelo's activity was highly superior, but like I said, man, when a fighter has his hands up and he's blocking, but the other fighter does throw a 1-2, and it kind of pushes him to the left, throws him off to the right or whatever, it does have an effect on the judges, you know? So if he did that, you know, I try to at least think to myself, you got to get a little bit back in this round. You got to get a little bit back in this round. You got to push at a few moments of this round. There are times where my movement, Danny didn't like the movement, right? He stepped back into the middle of the ring. What did Keith one time Thurman do? Step right up. Step right up. I was just sitting in the back like, nah, man, come chase me, nah. As soon as he took off the gas, I got right in his face because I just wanted to be awkward for him, you know? I mean, we did what we had to do to win tonight, and we try to do that each and every time we fight.
All right, well, now that you have
Who's
these, now that you
next?
have this victory,
Okay.